We skimmed over it last time. Alex had the idea to talk about Brock Boeser again. It's probably good because since then, a bit more information sort of come out. I was listening to the 32 Thoughts podcast, and Elliot Friedman sort of made the point of he used the phrase the Canucks wanting to free up some cap space. And I think I had a heart attack when I heard that.
Uh,
Because was that not what they were trying to do all of last year in the summer? And I've said this before and I'll say it again. They wanted to clear cap, so they went out. And let's not forget Brock Boeser's name was out there before. And they signed Ilya Mikheyev.
hey, he scored
And
two
then
goals the other night. Be careful.
and then he's actually been, I saw the stat, like even strength, he's been amazing. But they signed Ilya Mikheyev and then extended JT Miller when they wanted to save cap space. And probably now can't keep Bo Horvat. I just wanted to say that. But Alex, was there anything specific you wanted to say with Brock Boeser before?
No, I wanted to more so. By the way, the Canucks are 7-3-0 in their last 10. Like, but
it's not happening.
It's not. No. I know it's not happening. But I was curious as to where you guys thought he would go. And is it the right move? Maybe we can have that conversation after.
There's always those Minnesota rumors that are still there. It's funny because Michael Russo keeps getting tagged in all of these things, and he keeps answering where it's like there's no word yet on whether or not the Wild are interested in Brock Boeser or they're one of the 6 teams.
Well, here's the problem, right? Is so when talking about a Brock Boeser thing, we need to talk about first off, he is on a 3-year deal, $6.65 million, which right now we know is difficult. I was thinking, obviously, they need to add a lot more to the deal. However, what is the asking price for Jacob Chychrun?
Ooh.
Islanders are sort of prospects in the first round. Like Brock Boeser is obviously not a prospect anymore, but not a bad piece to add in. The Coyotes can probably take that salary. He can be a piece. He's not obviously the center of it, but he could be a pretty damn good piece into it. He does not have trade protection. I see here, I think. So the move can be made. But I just thought something like that. That's just off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Daniel?
That'd be interesting. It's be a crowded left side for the Canucks on defense. I don't know what's with them. They love those left-handed shots from Arizona. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's a lot of money going back and forth, but it depends too, like where the Coyotes kind of see themselves. If they want to get a productive guy in his prime who could produce, that is not going to have the kind of the same, I guess, restraint that he had in Vancouver. Like even if he has a bad game, he's still going to play in Arizona. And it just really depends on what the other pieces would be.
You know who else I wonder about? And I don't think you could do this until the offseason. If Alex DeBrincat does not resign,
that's a good show.
Maybe the Sens.
That's not a bad show.
The Coyotes, $25 million in cap space.
Awesome.
What was it? I want to see, was it insider trading saying that the Sabres could be a potential landing spot for Chychrun?
Yeah.
What about the Sabres for Brock Boeser? It's such a problem because there are so many teams that don't have cap space. Maybe the Islanders because they need the money.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I have a team in the East and a team in the West.
Detroit,
off the top of my head, because of course, but the Islanders was my team in the what's it called?
The East.
My team in the East. Sorry. I don't know where I was going with that. Team in the East. I mean, they need scoring. They have a little bit of cap space. They can make it work. And if they're a team that would be willing to take on the full salary, I think the tidbit going around was that they'd be willing to take a little bit less if the other team was willing to take on the full salary. Now that's a team I think would be willing to do it in the Islanders. Now my team in the West, and
before you go there, what do we know? Barzal, great playmaker, maybe not the strongest shot. How do you compliment him? Brock Boeser makes a lot of sense, Alex.
It does.
Go ahead.
My team in the West, and I think this is a team I had a different guy from Vancouver going to, but again, I'm gonna throw Boeser's name over there as well, is the Los Angeles Kings. And my reason for that is they still have assets to give up. Yes, they traded for Kevin Fiala in the offseason. And I know maybe scoring isn't their top priority at the moment, obviously, because their goaltending is subpar.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, it's subpar at the moment. But my understanding is they have like a clog up on the right side of their defense because they need to make room for what's his name? Jordan Spence, I believe. And so if you're moving, you can move a guy off the right side as part of the package. You still have your first round pick. Like, I think that's a guy who can definitely push you forward.
Man, they have got a lot of young D there, eh?
The Kings?
LA, yeah. Suspense, Bjornfoot, Clark, Anderson, Jersey. Man, Alex Edler is still there, which is man, Alex Edler just doesn't go away. I love it. But yeah, I like that. Good names, fellas. Good names. Okay.
But do you think it's the right decision? Because I'm not sold.
See, here's the thing. It's a risk with Boeser, not just for how he's looking this year, but the health has always been a question.
Yeah.
But like, there's talent there, so take the risk. Well, it's the Canes get him for retained salary because they can.
But are you sold on that? Like, what's that get? Oh God, please don't suggest that. You're hurting me. Can I be completely honest? I saw his name. I'm like, the Leafs, but I'm like, probably not going to happen. No. And then I moved on. But
unless like Vancouver retains money, which they don't want to.
They don't want to. I don't think it's going to happen.
Be funny though.
Is that the move for the Canucks though? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand like why he's the odd man out here.
Feels like he has been for years now, right? Which is funny because he hasn't been in the league that long. Was he not? Was he a Calder finalist the year Barzal won?
Yeah, because he made the All-Star game in his rookie year.
By the way, I don't want him to be an Islander because he has to cut that beautiful hair.
Oh, that's true.
I don't want that to happen. But I mean, at this point, it may not even be in their hands because, again, Boeser has been out there for so long. How long as a player can you really take that? Like, you clearly don't want me.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be a thing that Boeser has to go over? They want to try and keep Bo Horvat? Again, if at this point the agent has the thing of speaking and sort of getting a deal done, I think it's fair to say that the writing is on the wall.
Yeah.
And even if they don't want to do it, which they probably do at this point, otherwise we probably wouldn't hear his name so much. So I think it's already there. I'm
going to suggest one other team.
Yeah.
What about the Devils? Because they have a lot of prospects.
My God.
They're always looking for another right side guy. Could happen.
What do the Devils really need right now?
Like maybe that's just kind of like that jolt at the deadline.
Man, because they're good with D. Imagine they just add Chychrun because they can. I mean, maybe it's just let's what contracts do you know what, Daniel? I'm going to say maybe they hold off there. And the only reason I say that to you, Daniel, is because this offseason, not only do they have to deal with Jesper Bratt, but they also have to deal with Demon Severson.
Oh.
And you probably want to hold off your cap space to worry about that.
Third pair defenseman, David Severson.
So I would say before they get a guy with a few more years of turn, they need to deal with those guys. And Jesper Bratt is up. Yeah, RFA. Yeah. So, I wouldn't, I just don't, I don't see that happening. But it could be fun. It could be fun.
Unless they trade Damian Severson
to the Canucks.
Because, Luke Hughes, Simon Nemec.
They might not re-sign him.
They need minutes, right?
This is when you wish the Canucks and Rachel Dory were still together at a point because she loved Damon Severson. Yeah. But
they don't have a lot of righties. They have like Tucker Pullman.
Yeah, man.
Hey, don't disrespect. Don't disrespect Luke Shen like that.
I know, my boy. Top 4 defensemen, by the way, in the NHL.
Lord.
So what? You just laid out your Slavkovsky.